been pretty hard finding a job this summer.
What about you? What have you been doing?
I haven't been working. I've been looking, but no job so far.
Where do you look?
Everywhere in the city, Queens, Bronx, everywhere.
See, I tried to work in the supermarket once, right? And then they just said, come back tomorrow, right? And when I came back, they said we already have somebody.
8 out of 10 black teenagers could not find jobs this summer. With little else to do, thousands of kids in T-shirts and scruff sneakers spent all day, every day, in ghetto playgrounds playing basketball.
No shot.
They dream of moving their game from the playground to college, from college then to the pros. But it is a journey that few successfully make. In the process, many become commodities for a network of junior colleges, which often uses and discards them. Rodney Parker is a part of that network.
A lot of people think I'm a fresh pillar. A lot of people think I sell these kids. You can't sell this kid out here. You know, nobody wants this kid.
In this broadcast, Channel 2 News Ion examines how this system affected the lives of 3 playground players in Brooklyn.
In like my neighborhood, the way we grew up, we took our own rebounds and took our own shots. Like I learned how to dribble through 5 guys because that's what everybody else was doing.
It makes me feel good when I go out there and I perform well because half of the guys you hear about, they get so much publicity and they don't really be that good.
I figure if I go away for 2 years, I'm gonna do nothing but work out, get my game together. And I know it's the chance of me making pro basketball is, you know, thin string, so I'll probably be playing in the European League somewhere.
Each summer, men from places such as Ranger, Texas, and Yuma, Arizona, come looking for kids like Roy, Kenny, and Dave. The men are junior college scouts and recruiters. They roam the playgrounds of New York City, searching for basketball players who can turn their college teams into winners, attracting large paying crowds and national recognition. Scholarships are provided by the federal government, not by the colleges. Having lived in the ghetto all their lives and often lacking basic reading and writing skills, many players are unprepared both emotionally and academically for the experience. Many last only a few months, returning after the basketball season is over, either academic or athletic casualties. Among playgrounds across the nation which supply black talent, this one is celebrated. Foster Park, East Flatbush, Brooklyn.
A lot of the ball players have played out here in the pros. Some of the coaches grew up in the neighborhood. And a lot of guys out here have dreams of maybe, you know, a scout coming in the park and seeing their game and picking them up. It's not a realistic way to look at it, but for some of the guys, it's the only way, this is the way they look at life, you know? And plus they idolize these guys and they look in the paper and they see these guys are making these fantastic sums of money, right? And they come in the park and they say, well, I'm gonna, you know, I wanna play ball, you know? And maybe I hope that I'll get drafted by the pros.
Okay, the first 10 guys over here, let's go, okay? Hold on, I'll make this side. You guys just keep quiet, okay? You go on this side.
40-year-old Rodney Parker has helped a few realize their dreams of becoming pros. He does promotional work in city parks for a sneaker company, but on the side works as a freelance scout, apparently for no pay. He takes hold of ghetto kids at an early age. He pushes them along into prep schools, junior colleges, and even the pros. Jim McMillan, forward of the New York Knicks, is his most noted discovery.
Players I help basically are the underground players, the players that nobody really, you know, looks at. The kid that's playing in the playground happens to have a little more skill than the other kid playing in the playground. And the schools I basically get them into aren't the major colleges. A few of them make it as far as major college, but they go to the small 4-year schools, junior colleges are willing to take a chance on the kid because they know that the kid's going to get a grant. If the kid doesn't make it after 6 months or a year, they forget about it because the school is not laying out the money.
But he realized that
Manny Goldstein is a former assistant coach at Pan American Junior College in Texas. He has recruited from Foster Park.
Well, Rodney's one of these guys that walks around, you know, who's known in the ghettos, and he sees kids. Roman says, I'll get you into junior college, you're the greatest. And every June, July, August, September, he comes up with the greatest. I mean, it's like clockwork. It's like a syndrome. I know when, you know, it's summertime, Rodney got a basketball player. Come see this kid play. He's the greatest.
I call up a school and I ask them what they need. If they need a guard, I look for a pretty good guard, a kid that has some ability, or a big kid. It doesn't really matter, as long as the kid can play. I think the more I see of Dave, the more I like him. He's quick, he works hard, and you wouldn't believe it, but he's taking remedial courses. He's reading books to learn how to read better. Now, a kid with that kind of interest, I just got to give him a chance.
I want to be a basketball player more than anything. I'm going for the academics and the study, but mainly I'm going for my game, you know. I can't lie and say that I'm going to try and make something out of myself. If I could go to school and take a course in basketball, that's what I would, you know, do. And I have to have a whole lot of work on my dribbling, defense, and passing, I think, but otherwise I'm set. If I get better, you know, I could probably make money, you know, money I could never make doing nothing else. There's all kinds of leagues in Europe and all of that. They go and make 40, 30,000 a year. I'm not saying that I'll be there, but I'm going to try, you know. Well, I figure one hand is going to be washing the other. You know, they're going to be using me for what they want, and I'm going to be getting what I want, you know, education and more knowledge of the game.
The college is using the kid, and the kid's using the college. I mean, it's a system where, you know, you don't know which is better for the kid. There are people that will always take advantage of a system, and there are coaches that will take advantage of kids. There are some coaches that will run off kids in 6 weeks if they don't do what they tell them to. Junior college coaches are very hard. They want to win very badly.
The schools use the kid, and the kid uses the school.
So who comes out ahead?
Well, school will always be there. You know, if the kid doesn't do it,
Smile, you're right.
he, you know, he falls back into the same thing he came from. You know, every year there's a new greatest. Every year there's a new crop. Every year there's more kids. You know, some of them make it, some of them don't. But there's always a new supply. And the schools will always be there. You know, and then there's always kids. You know, if they don't get one kid, they'll take another. If they don't get a kid from New York, they'll take a kid from Detroit, Chicago, wherever they can get it. This is their home. This is where they come. When it rains, they stand under the trees. And I was here the other day in the rain. There was 30 of them standing outside in the rain. This is it. You know, they don't work. They hang around all day. They borrow from each other to buy sodas, and they borrow from each other to buy a sandwich, or they go to a grocery store to get a piece of cake. Half of them are always hungry. They're hanging around. They're waiting for the games to start. When it's too hot, they don't play, and they just sit in the shade, sit under the trees, and talk about the movies and TV, and they really don't have anything to look forward to. They don't have anything to really, you know, think about.
Basketball in the library is two different things. This is something physical, and library is something mental. I'm not saying that black people, the black brothers out here are not, they can't deal with anything mentally, you know. They kind of think that going to the library and reading and going to school, this type of thing, with the way the job market is, they tend to think that it doesn't pay off.
They build the whole world around basketball, and if they don't make it in basketball, they feel that they're failure. They all feel they're pros, they're potential pros. 1 out of 1,000 makes the pros. You know, what I'm doing is just a small drop in the bucket compared to what needs to be done. I mean, I may put 15, 20 kids a year in school, you know. There's hundreds that need it, you know, and I just picked the chosen few, the kid that happens to be better than the next kid, the kid that happens to jump higher, quicker, shoots better. Roy is the best playground player in America as far as I'm concerned. For the 6'3" kid, the leaper, the guy with all the moves, I don't think there's anyone in Roy's class. I think Roy can play anywhere with anybody, anytime.
It's my best shot, Rob. All of my shots are my best shots. I think right now I'm already like All-American.
I sent Roy to school a year ago, and he lasted 3 months. He just wouldn't go to school. I'm going to give him another shot in another state because I think it's a shame that a guy with that much ability and that much talent, you know, has to waste it. I think he's learned his lesson. I think if he's given another shot at it, another chance, I think he'll do well.
It was like all right, but you know, I don't want to talk about why I got thrown out of school.
All he did was play ball, eat, and sleep. He never went to school, and the coach warned him many times and told him, listen, if you don't go to school, if you don't go to class, you're gonna have to leave. So after about 10 warnings, they threw him out.
I didn't like it that much.
Why not? I mean, just the adjustment, or?
Because like it was, you know, the people there was really jacked up. I didn't like the people there, and they guess, you know, when you don't like people, they don't like you.
Well, how did they see you, as like a jock or an athlete, or?
They tried to act like they didn't see me as nothing.
How do you mean?
Like a lot of times, you know, late at night, when I go out to the store, they, you know, try to run me over across the street and look back and say, I'm sorry I missed you. Things like that.
If the kid goes to college thinking he's going to be the greatest at the school he goes to, and he's expecting a utopia upbringing, he's completely in for a shock of his life. Junior colleges are usually situated in places like Ranger, Texas, Yuma, Arizona, and it's a small environment. It's 1,000 kids, usually from the neighborhood, and the only black people that come are the athletes, where they have football or basketball. Then the kid learns he's sitting on the bench. The kid doesn't have the discipline that the coach wants. He's sitting on the bench, and then the kid's not happy. The reason the kid's not happy is not playing. He has nothing to relieve this pressure. So then the kid says, I'm going home. I'm getting on the bus. I'm going home. That's it.
It was like what I should have suspected, but it's just that I guess I wasn't as ready as I should have been. And my game was real rough, very rough.
I mean, do you feel that Rodney prepared you for it? I mean, did he set you up right for it, telling you how it would really be like and all that?
Well, I figure Rodney did his part. He didn't have to come and, you know, talk to me like a daddy and say, you know, I figure he never went to school there. He couldn't tell me that much. Something I had to learn for myself, really. Basketball is just a tool to work with. Like barbers, you know, they need their tool to work with. A basketball is a good tool to work with. Yeah, you could get out of the ghetto playing basketball.
Kenny is a kid who's really small, who's a good athlete, but that small is really tough. You know, he played for Mega Evers for about 6 weeks, and I just don't think there's much you can do with Kenny.
What's the matter, Kenny? We can't do that.
I tell you, if you do well in Mega, you know, I'll handle it for you. You know, I'll take care of you. You know, I mean, you're still young. You know, another year ain't gonna make that much difference. I want to get you out of the city too, man, because I know you do well once you get away from this place. You know? So, but you're number one on the list. You know, it's still a possibility something may break for you. You have to make them feel there's something special. And if you inflate their ego, they feel they're good, and maybe they'll be better. Kenny's a good playground player, but I don't think he can learn any of these skills that, well, maybe he could. I really don't know, but a kid that small, I mean, he'd have to be super with really a good background and really good high school marks. Otherwise, I could do anything for a kid like that, only because of his size.
No man is too short or too tall to do anything he desires. You know, if you have it instilled in you to do it, you just go out there and do it. Okay, a good example of that would be Nate Archibald, Ernie D. Gregorio. You can't eliminate, you know, like you can't use size as a tool against a man, you know, because if he has the talent to perform, you know, he can be just as good as the next man. I would like to go out of town. I would love to go out of town. Most of the time, they deal with people just as statistics, man. Majority of times, he'll look at a person for the talents that they have, you know, and like using them to his benefit. You understand? Utilizing their talents, send them away to school, you know, but just looking at the talents. He's not developing this, you know, he's getting guys that ain't got this, you know, and that's what it's all about. This is what you need to deal. Is it fair to the guys? No. It's not fair to the guys, because he should emphasize more points than just basketball. He should emphasize the importance of education. He should be more guiding, you know, in the way of like helping a guy set up the proper career for himself. He never tells them, okay, well, such and such, physical therapy is a good field to enter. You know, why not try and enter that, you know, to make, you know, a career in that as well as playing ball.
All I can do is open the door once they get in there. That's what they want to do. They're not really that well prepared, and I'm not really capable of preparing them that well, except from the experiences that I've gotten with other ball players.
I think he's making a mistake. You said it yourself, you know. I mean, okay, after this year, I stay in New York this year. After this year, he'll see that he could have had another ball player, or maybe the same caliber as maybe one of the guys that he sent away, and, you know, perform just as well. And not only that, you know, not only will he just be getting a ball player, but he'd be getting somebody with intelligence also, because I feel I display, you know, a certain amount of intelligence, you know, and on and off the court. So he'll be getting a person.
They love basketball. It's the way they express themselves. They bring out, you can tell on the way they play, it's like the whole life's depending on that basketball game. It's like all they have, really.
Stand back, man.
Well, I do it because, you know, I think it's probably an ego trip. You know, I'm the middleman. I'm the guy who can put the puzzle together. You know, I know the coaches. I know the kids. You know, I walk into the neighborhood. Everybody says, hey, there's Rodney. You know, here's a guy who can get you into school. Where in Michigan?
Hancock.
How old are you?
19.
Yeah, where'd you go to high school?
Grady.
Grady? Yeah. You play ball for them?
Yeah.
You want to go on a basketball scholarship?
Excuse me?
How are your marks over there?
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
About 70 average.
Okay, I'll see if I can help you out.
I really appreciate it.
What's your name?
Wayne York.
Wayne York? Get a pencil, man. Give me your name and number. And I'll call you.
Okay. He'll get T-shirts. He loves T-shirts to wear. School has to send him a T-shirt if he sends them a kid or a jacket or a windbreaker. You know, and the satisfaction that he did this.
That's unbelievable. I mean, he must get money. I mean, is that believable?
No money. I know the guy. I know, you know, he never takes a penny. There were people at one time who did take money, but Rodney, you know, has never taken a penny. The most I think he ever got for sending a kid to a school was a trip.
Come on down. Good pass, Penny. Way to pass.
I think it's the satisfaction of him associating with basketball. I think he likes the people around it, and it gives him a powerful feeling. It gives him a feeling of achieving some kind of worth or value for these kids.
I know when I do it that I'm just doing it just to get the kid off the street for maybe 6 months, maybe a year. I know he'll be back because I talk to the kids. I tell them what's expected of them, and I know they're not going to do it. You know, I know before they go, but I take a shot. You know, I take a chance just like they do. Only a few of them get a break. There's so many more that need breaks. I mean, how many of them left behind? How many of them left here all winter just to wait for the guys who went away to come back in the summertime? The guys come back in the summertime, they're different people. They're wearing their school shirts. They're cleaned up. Their attitudes are different. Their outlook is different. They know after the summer they're leaving again. So they let them enjoy the summer. The guys that are here all year round are here in the summer, the winter, they're here all the time, and they know they're not going anywhere. And they sort of like envy the kid that's gotten the shot. They all want a chance. I mean, you wouldn't believe the people who've come up to me and say, you know, get me out, I'm ready to go. I mean, guys 26, 27 years old, some, you know, I mean, I could send the whole park if that was the case. They would all go.
Rodney was not able to get Dave Scott into school. Still dreaming of becoming a pro, Dave says he will return to Foster Park in the spring to work on his dribbling, defense, and passing. Kenny DeVoe is back at Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn. Coaches there say his chances of making the starting team are slim. After a summer of anxious waiting, Roy Hayes got his second chance. In mid-September, Rodney was able to get him into Napa Junior College, outside of San Francisco.
I think he wants some more this time. I think he's more mature. I think he'll get up in the morning, and I think he'll go to class. I really feel he will. This is, you know, how many guys get 2 chances? You know, Roy's lucky. He's a great talent, and that's the only reason why he's getting another chance. I mean, I like him as a person, but his talent is giving him another chance.
It's easy to say, I got a second chance, I got this, I got that, but the kid's eligibility as far as the NCAA will be concerned has been used up. He played 3 years ago for San Jacinto Junior College, and, you know, Rodney's just lying to the coach out there. He's lying to the kid. He had his chance.
I just have to deal more with resting and just trying to clear my head out this time. I just have to do better. I'm forced to. I have too much to lose by going away and not doing good this time. You know, I have my own house, my barber shop. You know, me leaving this to go to school again is, you know, really was a tough decision.
Dave give you those papers to fill out?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Fill them out, right?
Yes.
Okay, listen. You're gonna leave anytime in a couple of days, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to Napa, California, which is like the wine country up there. Now, as far as the plane ticket, did you get the money for the ticket?
Practically.
I'm owing you $30. The rest of it is your responsibility, okay? Because if you pay some money to go out there, maybe you'll go to class. You know, because you got an investment in this. You're going to class, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to class. That's what dumped me before. But I figure, like, you know, I go to class just because I'm there. I figure, like, you know, the plane fare wouldn't make me go no more than anything else.
You pack your clothes?
Yeah, I got my clothes ready, but you know, see, like, you know, the weather changed. I wanted me some new things. I won't really have money to get nothing different to wear, you know, out to school. You know, I don't want to go to school looking like I barely made it there, even if it is that.
Okay, you got dungarees?
Yeah, I got dungarees.
You got t-shirts?
Did you say I got clothes?
You got clothes.
That's crazy.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's the best shot they can ever get. And no one else is going to give it to them. And they know that. That's why they come to me. I just came into the playground before, and a kid comes over to me and says he wants to go to school. I get letters, I get kids calling me up all the time. I get recommendations. You know, everybody wants a chance. Whether it's fair or unfair, that's up to the individual. You know, I do the best I can. I get them all they can get. You know, they get a room, they get a place to sleep, they get a place to eat, they get books, they get a chance to go to school every day. I think it beats working.
It's a definite escape, but it's a false escape. It's a charade. It's only temporary, just like a narcotic is. It relieves you for the time that you're playing it, but when you're through with the game and you're exhausted and you become into yourself, you still get the same problem. You're not making the money for the basketball. Instead of a brother getting a scholarship, he gets a pair of sneakers, a t-shirt. A t-shirt.
Hold it, don't snatch, I'll give it to you one at a time. Hold it, opposed to Dr. J. Okay, hold it.
Come on, man.
You play this one for you. Okay, hold it, Dr. J posters, one for you. Hold it, don't snatch, all 10 and get one. Put your hands down, okay?
Jeffrey, yes, that play. No, he ain't playing this one.
One for you, only the players, only the guys who won the phone. Let go, one at a time.
I play.
One for you.
I play, man. I play.
One for you.
Yo, got something, you got one, man?
One for you.
I got one, too. Look, play.
One for you.
Take this.
That's it, man.
Okay.
Everybody got one?
You play.
Number 10, okay. Everybody got a poster, right?
Take this.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, you guys hold your posters. Everybody get together and hold them up so you can get a good shot. Hold your posters. Say Dr. J.
Dr. J.